Efficiency Unlocked is hosted by two tech-savvy physicians and dear friends of mine, Drs. Carewe and Dale Gold, who are experts in using technology to automate routine tasks and increase efficiency in everyday and business life. Let's see what they have for us today.
Most of the things on Canva, I learned some of them from my sister, and I learned most of them just from looking around in the Canva, like text box, images thing. I mean, it's just on the side of your screen you have an images search box, and you can search for images, and it sends you a lot of them that they have. And then if you don't like any of the ones that they have, you can go down to the AI image generator, type in a prompt that is at least 5+ words, and gives you that, and it gives you 4.
Welcome to this week's episode. This is a special edition episode for Father's Day 2024 for our NerdMDs Efficiency Unlocked podcast. And some of you may have heard the initial interview that I had with my 12-year-old. Today, we're lucky to have my 10-year-old who just finished 4th grade, Ander, on today. So I guess we can call them a newly minted 5th grader. So Ander, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here too.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a little weird, right? Okay, well, let's kick it off. Ander, why don't you give the listeners just a brief introduction about you?
I am Ander. I'm 10 years old. I use they them pronouns. Yeah, I'm like 4'9" or 8 or something. I don't know.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, you're actually a great kid, but I'm obviously heavily biased. But let's kick it off. You know, like I don't think you've listened to most of the episodes on this podcast, but I think you've listened to some of them. Did you listen to the one with Keegan? You did. Why are you whispering? There's a microphone right here.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what keeps Ander interested in life. So, you know, I mean, what would you say your like top most fun thing to do is, you know, outside of hanging out with your parents?
I mean, this is a hard decision. It's either playing Fortnite on PlayStation or playing Gorilla Tag or Beat Saber on my VR.
On your VR?
Yep.
Okay, so I know sometimes in the house we accidentally call that Oculus, and you promptly correct us. So tell us a little more about the VR that you play on.
I use the MetaQuest 3. I used to have a MetaQuest 2, but my puppy destroyed it. So we got MetaQuest 3. Yeah.
Well, that stinks. Why did the puppy destroy it?
Because I left it in the spot where he could find it.
Oh, so when we left him at home?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so now you have a MetaQuest 3. So what's your favorite game on there?
Gorilla Tag or Beat Saber. It depends on what mood I'm feeling.
Okay. I think, you know, some of the listeners have probably heard of Beat Saber because that's a pretty popular game. But like, why don't you give a brief description of what it is?
Beat Saber is a game where there's multiple songs. There's like 6 main albums in the game. You have two kind of like lightsaber things. They each are a different color. Mostly the left one is red, the right one is blue, and notes, they're called, are like cube blocks with an arrow showing which direction you're supposed to hit them, come up on your screen, and you have to move your saber into the direction of where the arrow is pointing with the color.
Got it. And why is it called Beat Saber?
That part's kind of self-explanatory, but for some of those audience who doesn't really understand, saber similar to like a sword, and you have like 2 swords, and you're hitting the beats of the song because the notes go along with the beat of the song a lot of the time. Sometimes I don't, but mainly they do.
Yeah, so it's like a music rhythm kind of game.
Yeah.
You know, I think so back, I don't know, before you were born, you know, one of the first games that came out like this was called Guitar Hero. Did you ever play that? You did?
I did, yeah.
Oh, because we had
Once.
it? Once.
On the Wii.
On the Wii, yeah, back in, and then I think...
Back in the olden days.
I think one of our dogs ate the chords on the Guitar Hero setup. Okay, well, cool. So Beat Saber, super fun. I've tried it. I'm awful at it. I feel like I have rhythm to songs, but not that. It's too fast.
VR.
Yeah, in VR. In VR makes me sick. But okay, let's talk about Gorilla Tag, because that's like has an interesting name. So I assume you're running around and you're a gorilla and you're trying to tag people.
Yeah, except it's a little bit deeper than that. It's the top selling game in the MetaQuest app store, and it's where you are playing as a gorilla, and you can choose your color that you want for your gorilla, and you don't have any legs to move around. And there's different like areas that you can go in. There's different game modes, and you move around using your arms. There's ropes you can climb. There's like zip lines you can go on, and it's where, and there's usually a lot of people in the lobby. There's a voice chat, and at the beginning of each round, one person is chosen to be the lava monkey, which they have like lava-y texture on their skin, and it's like infection tag. So once they tag someone, they also become a lava monkey, and that doesn't end until all the players are tagged. And when all the players are tagged, then it restarts again and chooses a random person in the lobby to become the lava monkey in the infection mode. In the casual mode, nothing happens. There's no lava monkeys, nothing. In Paint Brawl, that I've only played it once, and it's hard to explain. It's just where you have 3 balloons. People are like slingshotting balloon things at you. And if they pop all 3 of your balloons, you become dead, and you try to slow people down.
Interesting. So I guess watching you from the outside play Gorilla Tag, you're literally like swinging your arms because you're like walking on your hands, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the gorilla or the monkey or the whatever you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't have legs.
No, it does not have legs.
You're just like a blob.
The body design is just like a torso, a head that looks like a gorilla, and 2 arms with 3 fingers, a thumb, 2 fingers.
Okay. So I guess the question is, do you get more sweaty playing Beat Saber or Gorilla Tag?
I mean, it depends on what... Because if you play Beat Saber for long enough, and if you go onto like the harder songs and to the harder difficulties on Beat Saber, you have to move your arms around more and you have to dodge more obstacles, and it becomes sweaty if you play it for a long enough time. Gorilla Tag, you start to get sweaty really quickly because you're like swinging your arms around rapidly, trying not to get tagged or trying to tag another really fast person. And it's, yeah. So I would probably say Gorilla Tag for just, yeah.
Yeah, that's my observation would be Gorilla Tag as well. You get a bit more sweaty. Okay, so let's talk about, you mentioned Fortnite, I think, too.
Yes.
So that you play on the PlayStation, right?
Yes, the PlayStation.
Why do you like that game so much?
I feel like I like Fortnite because they update it like every month probably with something new to play around with. Sometimes it's not very good. Sometimes a lot of people like it. Sometimes not really anyone likes it. And sometimes people have mixed feelings about it. And there's different chapters. There's different chapters, and it's just a battle royale game. And there's 100 people usually. Sometimes there's 98 or 99 in each lobby. It's a big island with a lot of things. There's the storm, which is like a circle that once you go into it, you start taking damage.
So you got to stay within inside the storm.
You have to stay within the
plane area.
It shrinks where you can stay, and to get all the remaining players closer together until there's one person left. And when you are the one person left, you get what is called a victory royale. And the next game you play, you have a victory crown, which lets other players see your location. And when you get killed, other people can pick up your victory crown.
Got it. So Fortnite's been around for a while, because I know some of your older cousins were pretty into Fortnite, right? Back in the day, and probably even still a little bit, right?
It's on Season 5, Chapter 3, I think, right now.
Crazy.
So, and the seasons are I don't really know what the seasons are, but every chapter just takes away something from the island and replaces it with something new. like some of the weapons. There was like a Star Wars collaboration with them where they had the like laser blasters and the gun that Chewbacca has, and so
they put like, different like features in it,
yes,
things like that.
And then, but for the recent one, Wrecked, the new chapter, they took away those things and replaced it with other things like Nitro Fists, which is a weapon.
Oh, those are the ones that you can like jump and it gives you boost.
Yeah, they're like the giant fists, and you just get a boost, and then you smash into the ground with them, and you can deal a lot of damage.
Nice. All right, so clearly you like video games. What about, do you like classic video games too?
What do you mean by classic?
Like the old school, like arcade ones, and
like Pac-Man?
Yeah, that would be one.
I mean, I don't really play those games often because they're not very popular, but I still love playing Pac-Man. There's a game on the App Store on any Apple device called Pac-Man Party.
Oh, yeah.
And it's where you can play with 4 people, and you can have like 3 ghosts, 2 ghosts, 1 ghost. There's power-ups, there's traps, they're called, which are like just like, yeah, and it's fun.
Cool. So you like that one too. All right. Well, let's pivot to the next topic that I wanted to cover with you today, which, is, our podcast talks a lot about artificial intelligence and healthcare, but like,
yes,
AI is kind of all around us now. And, we talked with your sister about Gen AI and kind of some of the things she used, ChatGPT for to research and to kind of hone out some ideas. What's something that you use generative AI for, like in school or something like that?
I use the generative AI on Canva in school a lot. And if you don't know what Canva is, it's like a slideshow. It's similar to Google Slides and Google Docs. You can make, they're called whiteboards, where you can just like test out anything that you have. There's like slides where you can make a slideshow presentation, and yeah. Yeah,
so Canva is like it's a graphical art kind of thing, right? That you can make graphics, but you can make slides and things like that. So what have you used Canva in school to create, or outside of school to create?
I've mainly used it for presentations, such as a presentation that I recently gave my parents about wanting to get a tortoise.
Which was a great presentation.
Yes.
Did you, in that presentation, did you use any generative AI?
I used one generative AI photo, and that was it.
What was the prompt that you used to find that photo?
I used a cute small tortoise on a beach in a cave next to the ocean, or something similar to that. I also had a filter on, the watercolor filter, that made it look like a painting, and it made one. It actually makes 4. I only chose one, and I put it into my slideshow, just as a picture.
Very cool. What do you like most about Canva?
What I like most about Canva is probably how much things they have that, in my opinion, are easier to do than in Google slideshows. They have audio, like including just playing the sound effects that are like 5 seconds long, or an entire song. It's very long. Or they have the AI generated pictures, obviously. They have a lot of just regular images as well.
Yeah, and how do you get that? How do you have access to Canva?
You go into like a new tab, go to Canva, and you can create an account using. I made one by using my school Google account, and it just signed me right in.
Yeah, so I think Denver Public School, as all the students are allowed to use Canva, they're subscribed to it as an enterprise, yes. Which is pretty cool. So I guess, my question to you is, how did you learn how to use Canva? Did your teachers have to teach you how to do it, or what? How did that happen?
Most of the things on Canva, I learned some of them from my sister. And I learned most of them just from looking around in the Canva, text box, images thing. It's just on the side of your screen, you have an images search box, and you can search for images, and it sends you a lot of them that they have. And then if you don't like any of the ones that they have, you can go down to the AI image generator, type in a prompt that is at least 5+ words, and gives you that, and it gives you 4 pictures, and if you still don't like any of those, you can do it again, and if you like them, you can just put it right into your slideshow or doc or whatever you want.
Very cool. So you didn't read like the manual for how to use Canva?
There's not really a tutorial or manual, but it's pretty simple to learn, and if you don't understand it, there will definitely be someone near you who knows how to.
Lots of people around you to help.
Yes.
Very cool. Awesome. I love Canva personally myself too, and it's a great company, and I think it's what's great about Canva, and you probably don't even realize this, but you're basically just using it in your web browser, right? It's not an app like on your computer or your phone. They do have one for your phone as well, but yeah, it's all web based, it's pretty powerful software, and pretty fun. Well, cool. All right, so Ander, let's I think for the last part of this, we're gonna wrap it up with the Nerd Alert round that we always do, and this one's going to be a little bit of a special one because I'm going to ask you some of the kind of the standard questions that I ask to get your opinion or thoughts on things, and then we're also going to go into some Gen Alpha slang terms, because I just want to say I hear my kids talk, and there's literally, I think it sounds like you guys are speaking another language sometimes. So we're going to go through a few of those top vocab words, so the listeners will be kind of more educated too. Does that sound fun?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Nerd Alert round. Here we go. Round 1. Ander, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food, Dino chicken nuggets.
Dino chicken nuggets. And where do you get those from?
Costco.
Yeah. And what do you also have on your bed?
At Target, I found a pillow that looks like a Dino chicken nugget, but it's like just a pillow. And it's...
Does it smell or taste like chicken?
No, I've never tasted it, but it doesn't really smell like chicken.
Awesome. Okay. Next question. What's your favorite dream car?
My favorite dream car, a Cybertruck, probably. I really like the Cybertruck's design. It's very sleek, and yeah.
Cool. No, I like the Cybertruck too. I think it's quite polarizing, but it's kind of retro too, right? It's kind of, a little bit like the old video game, or like the kind of an 80s vibe to it, right?
Yes, kind of. But if it had a little bit more color to it, like neon color, it would definitely be very 80s looking.
True. There is an LED light inside of it that you can pick whatever color you want. So maybe you could pick like a fluorescent yellow or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. What, you're dancing right now. Do you have a song playing in your head or something?
Yeah, I have a song stuck in my head.
Is it an 80s song?
No, it's just a song.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. What's the favorite place you've ever visited?
Okay, I haven't visited many places other than America, but I would probably say London and Scotland.
Okay, so those aren't in America.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're just saying you've mostly been in America.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've not really traveled out of the country.
What'd you like best about London?
I really liked how there was a lot of cool architecture and mixed in with like modern buildings. It was very old buildings, and the London Eye was very fun, very breathtaking. Everything's just so beautiful there, and the same for Scotland, kind of, but it's much more like nature-y. We stayed at a old place.
It was like a monastery.
Yeah, a monastery right on the edge of Loch Ness. So
it wasn't a monastery anymore, though, right?
Yeah, no, they remodeled it into like a hotel.
Yeah, it was like condos.
Yeah.
So that was cool, right? And then we drove a car too, right?
Yeah.
On the left or right side of the road?
The left side of the road.
Yeah. Was that kind of weird?
For me, it wasn't, because I'm just used to riding in the back of the car, just driving along with all the other cars, so I didn't really mind. But yeah, from your perspective, I think it would be very, very weird.
Well, wasn't it weird just to have the driver like sitting on the right side?
Yeah.
Shifting with the left hand?
Very strange.
Yeah. Super odd. Okay. Last question before we jump into the Gen Alpha quiz. If you could be on any TV show, which one would that be and why?
Okay. If I could be on any TV show.
Like live in the TV show.
Live in the TV show? I'm not completely sure. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't. I would probably like to live in one of the houses of Rock the Block.
Very cool. Okay, which Rock the Block house has been your favorite?
My favorite ones were probably the ones in Colorado. It's a little bit biased, but I really liked the design of all of those. They were very pretty, very spacious, and yeah, I just like those the best.
That's a interesting way to answer. The best show to live in is but it's very practical because it is the Rock the Block. Yeah, we just finished the latest episodes too, right, in Florida.
Yes.
Would you want to live in one of those?
Yes, but the weather does not really. Don't really like the weather. Very humid.
Too humid for you?
Yeah, because I'm used to living here in dry Colorado.
Yeah. We're very used to the dry climate. Okay, let's wrap it up with the Gen Alpha slang, nerd alert. I want you to be able to give the definition and an example, like how you would use this in a sentence.
Example? Oh.
Just like how you'd use it in a sentence.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1, Riz.
Riz is shortened for charisma. So if someone says like, whoa, you have so much Riz, it means that you will be able to like pick up a nice partner or something like that. And an example of that is, oh my gosh, you actually asked your crush out. You have so much Riz.
Very good. That's a great example. And then what does Rizzler mean?
A Rizzler is someone who just has a lot of Riz and is considered higher because of their Riz levels. And,
So higher Riz levels. Love it. Okay. What is mewing?
Mewing? Mewing is... There's a lot of things you have to do. Number 1 is pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth to try to get a sharper jawline. And usually you do the movement of saying people to be quiet, like either putting your index finger in front of your mouth and then stroking your finger along your jawline to show that it's getting much sharper because you're mewing.
But what? So you guys like started mewing us and we had no clue what was going on. Obviously we know what it is now, but what do you like? What's the context of when you mew?
And I mean, you kind of just mew. It's a thing where you mew every day to keep your mewing streak. And if you have it for a long enough time, you get a sharper jawline, I guess.
Oh, so it's actually like a training program.
Yeah.
To get
a sharper jawline. So then you look more Sigma.
Oh gosh, you just
Yep.
Sigma. All right, what's Sigma?
Sigma is just someone who is considered attractive, similar to Rizzler, but not like just a Sigma is just someone who's like just considered more attractive than a lot of people, and yeah.
And they have more confidence too. Is it like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Sigma. Interesting. Okay. What about Ohio? Because I know Ohio is a state that I've driven through.
That's the more used term for it.
Okay, but what does it mean in Gen Alpha slang?
In Gen Alpha slang, it means like just usually it's just used in the word like only in Ohio. The phrase only in Ohio, which means like there was a meme where, and there still is a meme where everything in Ohio was like super weird and wonky and not normal, like very strange. And so the word Ohio is used as if something is like very strange or unusual or unnatural.
Interesting. Do you use that in your regular conversation?
I don't really use Ohio that much. Okay. I know some other people who use Ohio frequently, but I don't really.
Okay. We have 2 more. What's the next one is phantom tax, because you guys, for the longest time, I thought you were saying phantom, like a ghost.
No.
But no, it's phantom, like F.
Phantom, F-A-N-U-M, phantom. And a phantom tax is where you steal someone's food from them. So if, let's say, you go out to like, I don't know, In-N-Out or something, or McDonald's and your friend has some fries and you steal 2 fries without asking them, that's phantom taxing them. So phantom taxing is like just stealing someone's food without permission.
Interesting. So do you use that? Do you phantom tax anyone?
No, but sometimes my friends phantom tax me.
Makes sense. All right. Last but not least, Skibbity.
Skibbity. It originally generated from the web series Skibbity Toilet, which is a strange animated thing about toilets with heads inside of them that are evil and trying to dominate the human race. And yeah.
Okay, but what does Skibbity mean?
Skibbity means like evil most of the time. So
how would you use it? Like to if you were using it in a sentence towards someone else?
Like you don't have riz. You're so skibbity. Like that. Like you're not. It's just not really a nice term.
Oh, so it's kind of a derogatory term?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, Andrew. Well, thank you for being on this special edition show. I think your sister was a little jealous that she didn't get to do it again, but she's on her way with her grandma to where? Where's she going?
DC.
Washington, DC. Yeah, because she's already done with 7th grade. But thank you for being on the show. Do you have any final words that you'd like to close up with for the listeners?
Don't be skibbity.
I thought you said that was the derogatory term. No.
I know, but don't be skibbity.
Okay.
Be evil.
Don't be evil? Fair enough.
And get more riz.
Okay. Don't be skibbity and get more riz. That's the motto. Maybe that could be a podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you for being on the show. Really appreciate it. And we'll maybe do this next year as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Efficiency Unlocked, Nerd Tested, MD Approved, a NerdMDs podcast by Drs. Adam Carewe and Dale Gold.